The slave market floated in open space, locked between two dead moons. Old metal platforms were tied together with thick cables. Bright lights burned without warmth. The air smelled of oil, fear, and old blood. Creatures from many worlds stood in lines. Some were tall, some were small, some had wings folded tight, others had scales or fur or skin like stone. All of them wore chains. Heavy ones, shocked ones, chains made to break spirits, not just bones. Soldiers walked between the rows with rifles ready. They did not joke here. They did not laugh. This was not a normal market. At the far end, away from the noise, something different waited. That was where the father stood with his two daughters. The man was human. His name was Elias Rowe. He wore a simple jacket, old boots, and a tired face. He was not rich. He was not a fighter. He had come only to hire help for a long journey. Someone strong. Someone who could lift crates and guard doors. He did not come for monsters. His daughters held his hands on both sides. Lena was 8. Quiet. Always watching. Her eyes missed nothing. Mara was 6. Curious. Brave. She asked questions even when she should not. Elias hated this place. He hated the chains. He hated the fear in the eyes of the prisoners. He planned to choose fast and leave. Just look, he said softly. Do not touch anything. The girls nodded. They walked past cages, past beings who looked away, past others who stayed with empty eyes. Then they felt it, a heavy silence. Even the soldiers kept distance from the last platform. The chains there were black, thick, old, not shiny like the others. They were wrapped again and again around one figure. She was tall, taller than any human. Her body was covered in old scars. Some burned, some cut, some clawed. Her skin was dark gray, almost like ash. One horn was broken. The other was sharp and long. Her head was down. Her eyes were closed. A red warning symbol blinked above her chains. Death-level entity. Elias stopped walking. So did the girls. A guard noticed them and rushed forward. Do not stand here, the guard said. His voice was tight. Move along. Elias pulled his daughters closer. What is she? The guard swallowed. A mistake. A weapon. A killer. Another seller joined them, older, with metal parts in his face. That one is not for sale, he said quickly. Not really. She is only here until transport. For where? Elias asked. For nowhere safe, the seller answered. She destroyed 3 cities, killed her masters, broke a prison ship with her bare hands. Elias looked again. The alien did not move. No roar, no struggle, no rage, just stillness. She kills anyone who owns her, the guard added, even looks at her chains and she snaps. Elias nodded once. We are leaving. But then, Lena let go of his hand. Elias turned fast. Lena. Too late. Both girls stepped forward. And together, at the same time, they raised their small fingers. They pointed. At the chained alien. That one, Mara said. Lena nodded. Yes. Huh. The market seemed to freeze. The guard stared at them. The seller's face drained of color. Even nearby buyers turned. Elias felt the blood leave his body. No, he said sharply. No, girls. Not her. Mara looked up at him. Why not? Because she is dangerous. Lena looked back at the alien. Her voice was calm. She is sad. The guard laughed once, hard and nervous. Child, that thing eats sadness. Elias grabbed his daughter's shoulders. Listen to me. We are not choosing anyone here. We are leaving now. That was when the alien moved, just a little. Her head lifted. The chains tightened with a low hum. Shock fields activated. Red light flashed. But she did not scream. She opened her eyes. They were deep red, old, tired. Her gaze passed over soldiers, guards, weapons. Then it stopped. On the children. The market went silent. Elias felt his heart hit his ribs. The alien did not bare her teeth, did not snarl. She simply looked. Mara did not step back. She waved. Hello, Mara said. The guard shouted, Get the child away. But Lena did not move either. She is not angry, Lena said. The alien's eyes flickered. Just once. Like a broken light finding power. Elias pulled the girls back with all his strength. I'm sorry, he said to the guards. They are just children. We meant no offense. The seller wiped sweat from his brow. Take them and go. Now. Elias turned to leave. Behind him, metal creaked. Not breaking. Not bending. Just shifting. Elias stopped without knowing why. He turned. The alien had lowered her head again. But one massive hand, chained, burned, scarred, rested flat on the cold metal floor. Open. Not clenched. Not ready to strike. Open. Lena whispered. Papa, she is waiting. For what? Elias asked. For someone who does not want to hurt her. The guard raised his weapon. That thing waits to kill. Elias looked at his daughters. He looked at the chains. He looked at the silent monster the galaxy feared. And for the first time, he wondered, what if the galaxy was wrong? The alarm above the platform beeped once. Transport incoming. Time was running out. The seller leaned close and spoke low. If you even think of bidding on that one, you will die. Elias swallowed. His hands shook. His daughters held on to him. Both of them. Told you, Mara said softly. That one. Elias closed his eyes. Then he opened them. And froze. The alarm sound faded, but the silence stayed. Elias still stood frozen in front of the chained alien. His daughters pressed close to his sides, small hands tight around his fingers. Around them, guards shifted their weight. Weapons stayed raised. No one relaxed. The seller cleared his throat. Sir, he said slowly, you should take your children and walk away. Right now. Elias nodded once. His legs did not move. He looked again at the alien. She had lowered her head, but her eyes were still open. They did not glow bright now. They looked dim, old, like stars that had burned too long. What is her name? Elias asked. The seller stiffened. Names are not used for that one. She must have one, Elias said. A Nabite guard laughed without humor. She was called many things. The Butcher of Karos, Chainbreaker, Sitienda. Lena flinched. Mara frowned. That's not a name, Lena said. The alien's fingers twitched. Elias noticed. So did the guards. Weapons lifted higher. She understands us, Elias said quietly. The guard snapped back. She understands how to kill. The seller leaned closer, voice low. That creature is the last of her kind. A war species. Bred to fight. Raised to obey. When the wars ended, they sold her as property. And? Elias asked. And she stopped obeying. The seller's eyes darted to the chains. 3 masters tried to control her. 3 are dead. 1 tried to remove the child limiters from her mind. She tore his ship in half. Mara squeezed Elias's hand. Did they hurt her first? No one answered. Elias felt something cold settle in his chest. Papa, Lena whispered, she doesn't want to be here. I know, Elias said without thinking. The guard snapped. You know nothing. Elias met his eyes. I know fear, and I know pain. The guard looked away. The alien shifted again. The chains hummed softly, warning of energy buildup. The red symbol above her flickered. Elias stepped back instinctively, pulling the girls with him. The alien stopped moving. Slowly, carefully, she lowered herself to one knee. Metal groaned under her weight. Chains tightened, but she did not resist. Her head bowed, not in weakness, in control. The crowd whispered. She's playing, someone said. She's waiting, said another. The seller cursed under his breath. She never kneels. Elias swallowed. Why now? No one answered that either. Transport lights flashed above the market. A heavy ship moved into position. Its hull was marked with prison symbols. The seller straightened. That's our pickup. High-security void prison. She won't leave it alive. Mara looked up. They are going to hurt her. They are going to lock her away forever, the guard said, where she belongs. Lena shook her head. No. The alien lifted her face just enough to see the ship. For the first time, something crossed her features. Fear. Real fear. Elias felt his heart pound. He had seen fear like that once before. On refugees. On children during evacuations. On people who had no more strength left to fight. She's not fighting, Elias said. She doesn't need to, the seller replied. She could kill us all in seconds if she wished. But she isn't, Elias said again. The guard snapped, You are a fool, human. Maybe he was. Elias knelt in front of his daughters. Listen to me, both of you. We cannot take her. Mara's eyes filled with tears. She'll be alone. Lena said nothing. She only looked at the alien. Then Lena stepped forward again. Lena! Elias hissed. Before anyone could stop her, Lena stood close to the edge of the platform. Still far from the chains. Still safe. She placed her hand on her own chest. You don't have to hurt anyone, Lena said softly. We won't hurt you. The guard shouted. Shock weapons powered up. The alien's head snapped up. Her eyes locked on Lena. For one terrifying second, Elias thought this was it. Then the alien did something no one expected. She shook her head. Slowly. No, the alien said. The word was rough. Broken. Like it had not been used in years. Gasps echoed across the platform. She spoke, the seller whispered. The alien's gaze moved to Elias. Then she spoke again, voice low and careful. Small ones. Danger. Elias stood without thinking. He stepped between his daughters and the alien. I know, he said. We will move back. The alien watched him closely. Not like prey. Like a test. The transport ship's doors opened with a deep clang. Prison soldiers marched out. One of them pointed at the alien. Load the asset. Chains began to pull. Heavy machines engaged. The alien tensed. Her breathing changed. Power surged under her skin. The air vibrated. Elias felt it. Everyone did. This is where she breaks free, someone whispered. Lena screamed. Stop! The alien froze. Her eyes snapped back to the child. The chains pulled harder. Metal cracked, but she did not strike. She looked at Elias one last time. Take them away, she said. The words hit Elias harder than any weapon. She was not asking to be saved. She was protecting them. Elias's chest burned. Papa, Mara cried. Please. The prison soldiers shouted orders. Weapons locked. Elias made a choice he could not take back. Wait, he said loudly. Everyone turned. I will take responsibility for her. The seller stared. You will die. Then I'd die, Elias said. But not my children. The alien's eyes widened. Human, no, she said. Elias stepped forward anyway. I choose her, he said. The market exploded into shouting. The chain screamed. And the deadly alien, feared across the galaxy, stared at the human who had just chosen her. Not as a weapon, not as a monster, but as something else entirely. The transport papers were signed in silence. No cheers, no bidding calls, no laughter, only fear. Elias stood between his daughters and the chained alien while guards argued with officials. Credits changed hands. Warnings were repeated again and again. You are making a fatal mistake. She will kill you. Your children will not survive one night. Elias did not answer. The alien remained still. The chains were reset and reinforced. Extra shock nodes were added. Her head stayed low, but her eyes followed every movement of the children. Finally, the seller stepped back. She is yours, he said, like it was a curse. May the void take pity on you. The guards escorted them to Elias's ship. It was small, old, a cargo vessel meant for long travel, not combat. Its hull bore scratches and faded human markings. Nothing about it looked strong enough to hold a monster. The docking ramp lowered. Elias hesitated. The alien stopped at the threshold. The chains hummed loudly, reacting to her tension. This is your last chance, a guard said. Release her back to us. Elias shook his head. No. The guard stepped away fast. Slowly, carefully, the alien stepped onto the ramp. The ship creaked under her weight. Inside, the cargo bay was empty except for a single reinforced room at the back. Elias had prepared it long ago for dangerous equipment. Thick walls, energy locks, no windows. He led the way. "Stay behind me," he told the girls. The alien followed. Each step echoed. Once inside the reinforced room, the guards locked the door from outside. One by one, the external chains were disconnected, replaced by internal magnetic restraints fixed to the floor and walls. The moment the last guard left, silence filled the ship. The door sealed. They were alone. Elias released a breath he did not know he was holding. The alien stood in the center of the room, bound by glowing restraints. She did not fight them. She did not test them. She simply waited. Elias guided his daughters back. "You two go to your room. Now." Mara hesitated. She looked scared. "That is not your worry," Elias said gently. Lena paused at the door. She turned back. "We won't hurt you," she said again. The alien watched her. Then she looked away. The door closed. Night came quickly in deep space. The ship moved into jump. Elias sat in the cockpit, staring at the dark screen long after the stars blurred. His hand shook. He replayed every warning, every threat. He wondered if he had just signed their death. Behind him, the ship made a soft sound. A deep thud. Then another. Elias jumped to his feet. Alarm lights flickered. Restraint pressure rising, the ship announced. Elias ran. The reinforced room door glowed red with strain. Inside, the alien's breathing was heavy. Power rolled off her in waves. "Stop!" Elias shouted through the intercom. "Please!" The thudding stopped. Silence returned. Elias slid down the wall, heart pounding. Hours passed. No more alarms. When he finally slept, it was light and broken. A sharp scream woke him. "Papa!" Mara's voice. Elias ran through the corridor, panic tearing through him. He reached the children's room. The door was open. The lights were dim. The girls were awake, sitting up in bed. The alien stood just outside the doorway. Unchained, Elias froze. His hand went to the emergency weapon at his belt. "Don't," Lena said quickly. The alien stood very still. Her massive body blocked the whole light. Her eyes glowed faint red, but not with anger. "Alarm," the alien said slowly. "Noise. Small ones, afraid." Elias's mind raced. "How did you get out?" She looked down at her hands. Locks? Weak. Mara was not crying. She was staring. "Did you break Papa's ship?" Mara asked. The alien shook her head. "No." She stepped back, slowly, gave space. Elias noticed something then. She had positioned herself between the children's room and the rest of the ship. Like a wall, like a guard. The ship shuddered suddenly. An explosion echoed far outside. Red lights flashed. "Warning," the ship announced. "Unidentified vessel approaching." Elias cursed. "Pirates." The alien turned toward the sound. Her body changed. Muscles tightened. Scars seemed to glow faintly. "Stay here," Elias ordered his daughters. He stepped forward. The alien moved too. She looked down at him. "Threat?" "Yes," Elias said. "A big one." The alien paused. Then she knelt. Her forehead touched the metal floor. A sign of submission. Or promise. "I protect," she said. Elias stared. Outside, the ship shook again as weapons struck the hull. Elias had bought a monster. But in the dark corridor of his small ship, he realized something terrifying and strange. The galaxy's deadliest alien was standing guard over his children, and she had chosen to do it. The ship shook again. Metal groaned. Warning lights flashed red across the walls. Elias pushed his daughters back into their room. "Stay inside. Lock the door." "But," Mara started. "Now," Elias said. The door slid shut. The alien stood in the corridor, facing the direction of the attack. Her body was tense, ready, but she did not move forward yet. She waited. "Pirate ship," Elias said, forcing his voice to stay calm. "They want cargo. Or us." The alien listened. Her head tilted slightly, as if she could hear things Elias could not. "Two vessels," she said slowly. "Small. Fast. Weak shields. Elias stared. You can tell that. She nodded once. Another blast hit the hull. The ship lurched sideways. Papa! Lena shouted through the door. Elias turned to the alien. If you fight, will you hurt them? The alien looked at the children's door. No, she said. Never. Elias believed her. He did not know why, but he did. Then help us, he said. The alien moved. She walked to the cargo bay and picked up a heavy steel crate. It weighed more than a ground car. She lifted it like it was nothing. Stay, she told Elias. Then she reached the airlock control panel. Elias's eyes widened. Wait, what are you doing? She looked back at him, ending fear. Before he could stop her, the outer hatch opened. Space rushed in. The alien stepped out. Elias screamed her name, though he did not know it yet. The hatch sealed behind her. On the screen, Elias saw her drifting in open space, chain scars glowing faintly. Pirate ships circled like insects. A pirate voice crackled over comms. Human vessel, surrender. The signal cut out. The alien moved faster than any living thing Elias had ever seen. She leapt. She struck the first ship with her body. Not weapons. Not guns. Her hands tore into metal. She ripped an engine free. The ship spun out of control. Silent. The second pirate ship fired everything it had. Plasma washed over her. She did not scream. She did not slow. She slammed into the cockpit. The pirate ship went dark. Silence returned. Elias collapsed into the pilot's chair, shaking. Minutes later, the airlock cycled. The alien stepped back inside. She was burned. Smoke rolled from her skin. Fresh wounds glowed red. But she stood. She walked past Elias without a word, straight to the children's door. She stopped, knelt, and waited. Elias opened the door slowly. Lena and Mara stepped out. They did not run away. They walked to her. Mara reached out, small hand touching the alien's arm. You're hurt? Mara said. The alien looked down. Does not matter. Yes, it does, Lena said firmly. The alien blinked. Elias brought a medical kit. His hands trembled as he cleaned burns and sealed wounds. The alien did not move, did not resist, did not flinch. Why? Elias finally asked. Why did you protect us? The alien was quiet for a long time. Then she spoke. Small ones chose me, she said. No one chooses me. Lena sat cross-legged on the floor. We saw you. So what? Elias asked. Lena looked up at him. The quiet. Elias frowned. She was loud outside, Mara added, but inside she's quiet, like when someone is tired of being strong. The alien closed her eyes. When I was little, Lena continued, people looked at me like I was a problem. Teachers, kids. I learned how to see when someone is hurting. She touched her chest. She hurts here. A lot. The alien's breathing changed. Slow. Unsteady. Why didn't you run? Elias asked her. Could have, the alien said. Many times. Then why didn't you? She looked at the children again. Running means killing, she said. I do not want to kill anymore. Silence filled the corridor. Elias felt something break open inside him. What is your name? He asked gently. The alien hesitated, then spoke. Kael'thara, she said. Last of Ashengard. Mara smiled. That's pretty. Kael'thara looked confused. Lena stood and hugged her. Just hugged her. Elias froze. Kael'thara's body locked for half a second. Then, slowly, carefully, she placed one massive hand around Lena's back. Not tight. Just there. I will not hurt you, Kael'thara said. I know, Lena replied. The ship drifted quietly through space. No alarms. No enemies. Just a small human family and the galaxy's most feared being, sitting together on a cold metal floor. Elias looked at them and understood something very important. The galaxy saw a monster. His daughter saw a guardian. And for the first time in her long, violent life, Kael'thara was not alone. The peace did not last. It never did. 3 days after the pirate attack, the ship drifted near a dead trade route. Broken satellites and old wrecks floated like bones in the dark. Elias had chosen the path to avoid attention. It failed. The ship's sensors screamed without warning. Multiple warp signatures detected, the system announced. Elias felt his stomach drop. Kael'thara stood at the back of the cockpit. She did not need sensors. She already knew. Hunters, she said. The screen filled with ships, sleek, black, marked with bright bounty crests. Bounty hunters. Elias asked. She nodded once. For me. Lena grabbed Elias's arm. They are coming because of her. Yes, Elias said, and because the galaxy never forgets. A voice broke through the channel, calm and cold. Human vessel. Power down and release the Ashengard entity. You will be spared. Elias clenched his fists. Kael'thara stepped forward. I will go, she said. Elias turned sharply. No, they will kill you, she said. And the small ones. They'll kill you too, Elias replied. Kael'thara lowered her eyes. That is normal. That is not acceptable, Elias said firmly. The hunter ship fired a warning shot. Space flashed white. The ship shook hard. Mara screamed. Kael'thara reacted instantly. She moved between the children and the blast point. Her body took the shock. Enough, she said. She turned to Elias. I fight. You run. Elias hesitated only a second. Promise me something, he said. Kael'thara looked at him. No killing if you can avoid it. The hunters fired again. Kael'thara's eyes burned bright red. I will try, she said. She opened the airlock. Elias shouted, Wait! She paused. Thank you for choosing me, she said. Then she was gone. Outside, space lit up with fire. Kael'thara launched herself toward the nearest hunter ship. She moved like a living missile. Energy cannons struck her mid-flight. She did not stop. She crashed through the ship's hull, tearing it open. Alarms and bodies flew into space. Inside, she moved with terrible speed. But she did not slaughter. She disabled. She ripped weapons free, crushed engines, shut down power cores with precise blows. Ships went dark one by one. The hunters panicked. This is impossible. She's holding back. Fall back. One hunter captain grew desperate. He aimed at Elias's ship. Kael'thara saw it. Her control broke. She screamed, not in rage, but fear. She crossed a distance in seconds and slammed into the hunter ship with full force. The ship split in two. The explosion lit the stars. Silence followed. Elias's ship trembled but survived. Slowly, one by one, the remaining hunter ships jumped away. Kael'thara floated alone in space, wounded and burning. Elias opened the airlock. She stumbled inside and collapsed to one knee. Lena and Mara ran to her. You're bleeding, Mara cried. Kael'thara shook her head weakly. Still here. Elias dragged her into the med bay. He worked fast, sealing wounds, injecting stabilizers. You broke your promise, Elias said quietly. Kael'thara looked away. They aimed at you. Elias had no reply. Minutes later, the ship's long-range comm activated by itself. A new signal appeared. Galactic Authority Channel. Elias's blood ran cold. A calm, powerful voice filled the cockpit. Ashengard Kael'thara, you are ordered to surrender immediately. Kael'thara slowly stood. Her body shook, but her spine straightened. She stepped forward, ready to face whatever came next. Elias looked at the screen and realized the worst was yet to come. The Galactic Authority ship arrived without warning. It was massive. White armor, blue light lines, clean and cold. It blocked the stars like a wall. Elias's small vessel felt like a toy beside it. The comm channel opened again. Human vessel. Power down. Prepare to be boarded. Kael'thara stood in the center of the ship. Her wounds were still fresh. Her breathing was slow but heavy. I will go, she said. No, Elias replied at once. This is not your fight, she said. I end wars. You raise children. Elias stepped beside her. Then let me do my job. She looked at him, confused. My job, Elias said, is to protect my family. The screen changed. A tall alien officer appeared. gray skin, sharp eyes, authority markings on his chest. Human, the officer said, you are in possession of a restricted entity. Step aside. She is not an entity, Elias said. She is a person. The officer's eyes narrowed. She is responsible for millions of deaths. Kael'thara lowered her head. Elias felt the weight of the words, but he did not move. She was made for war, Elias said. You used her. You chained her. You sold her. The officer responded coldly, and she broke control. Yes, Elias said, because she was never broken inside. The officer paused. Release her, he said. This is your final warning. Behind Elias, Lena and Mara stepped forward. Lena held Kael'thara's hand. She saved us, Lena said into the open channel. The officer stared. Child, step back. Mara shook her head. She didn't kill when she could. That matters. A murmur spread across the authority ship. Officers whispered. Sensors recorded everything. Elias took a breath. I will not release her, he said clearly. If you want her, you will have to take her from us. The officer's eyes hardened. Then you stand against the Galactic Authority. Yes, Elias said. Kael'thara turned sharply. Human, Elias, no. He looked at her. You stood for my children. Now I stand for you. Silence fell across the channel. The officer studied Elias for a long moment. Ashen God, he said, do you wish to surrender? Kael'thara looked at the children, then at Elias. No, she said. The officer exhaled slowly. Then we judge you. A second screen opened. The Galactic Council appeared. Dozens of beings. Hundreds of eyes. State your claim, one of them said. Elias stepped forward. She chose not to kill, he said. You never gave her that choice before. She protected children, another counselor said. Yes, Elias replied, because humans see worth before power. The council fell silent. Kael'thara knelt. I was a weapon, she said. Now I am a shield. The words echoed. Minutes passed like hours. Finally, the lead counselor spoke. Ashen God Kael'thara, your sentence is suspended. Elias's breath caught. You are placed under human protection status. The officer stiffened. That is highly irregular. So was a creation, the council replied. Kael'thara's eyes widened. You are free, the council continued, as long as you remain under this human's guardianship. Lena smiled. Mara laughed through tears. Kael'thara bowed her head, shaking. Elias felt his knees weaken. The authority ship powered down its weapons. Before the channel closed, the officer said one last thing. Human, you changed something today. The screen went dark. Kael'thara stood slowly. She looked at Elias. You face a galaxy, she said. Elias shrugged weakly. I've faced worse. Bedtime arguments. For the first time, Kael'thara made a sound like a laugh. And somewhere deep in space, the galaxy shifted. The authority ship left without another word. Stars filled the view again, quiet and distant. Elias's ship drifted forward, small but free. For a long time, no one spoke. Kael'thara stood near the window, watching the stars pass. Her chains were gone now. No restraints. No warning lights. Just open space and choice. You are free, Elias said softly. Kael'thara nodded. I have been free before, she said. It felt like fire. She turned to look at Lena and Mara. This feels different. Mara smiled. That's because this is home. Kael'thara did not answer right away. She walked through the ship slowly, as if learning it again. She touched the walls gently. She paused outside the children's room. At night, Elias woke to a sound. Footsteps. Heavy, careful. He stepped into the hallway. Kael'thara stood outside the children's door. She was standing guard. You don't have to do that, Elias said. I want to, she replied. Danger does not sleep. Inside the room, Lena slept curled around her blanket. Mara's toy ship rested on her chest. Kael'thara watched them like a silent mountain. Days passed. Word spread across trade routes and stations. The death beast lies with humans. The chain breaker has children. The monster chose peace. Some laughed. Some were afraid. Some were curious. Once, a merchant asked Elias, "Aren't you scared she will town?" Elias looked at Kael'thara teaching Mara how to stack cargo crates without breaking them. "No," he said. "I'm scared the galaxy never learned." Kael'thara learned slowly. She learned how to sit without breaking chairs. She learned how to lower her voice. She learned how to smile, even if it felt strange. She did not learn how to stop guarding. On a quiet world with blue grass and long skies, Elias made a decision. "We can stay here for a while," he said. "Fix a ship. Let the girls rest." Kael'thara knelt and pressed a hand to the ground. "Safe," she said. That night, Lena woke from a bad dream. Before Elias could reach her room, Kael'thara was already there. She sat on the floor beside the bed. "It's okay," Kael'thara said softly. "I am here." Lena reached out and held her finger. "I chose you," Lena whispered. Kael'thara closed her eyes. "I will always answer that choice," she said. In the morning, a small marker was placed outside the ship. No warnings. No weapons. Just words, written by Mara in uneven letters. "This family is protected." Ships passed by and did not stop. Years later, stories would spread, not of the monster who broke chains, but of the guardian who stood at a child's door, of the human father who faced the galaxy, and of the deadly alien who learned the hardest thing of all, how to belong. The galaxy never forgot her power, but her children never feared it, and that was enough. The end.